let's talk about Uber. Because here are some of the numbers that are pointing to their job apocalypse claims being false. And to remind us all that there isn't an unlimited amount of money that organizations and companies and individuals can spend on AI tools. Because in April, we all found out that Uber went through its entire 2026 AI budget in 4 months. In 1/3 of the year, they spent their entire AI budget. In 33% of the year, they spent 100% of the budget. What's going to happen for the remainder of the year? They have to find that money some way, somehow, to cover the spending, right? Or they start rolling some stuff back. So they reduce the amount of spending for the rest of the year, but they still have to find that money some way anyway to pay for something for the remainder of the year. So Uber's went through its entire 2026 AI budget in 4 months. Now its chief operating officer is questioning whether it's worth it. That's an interesting question to ask, because is it worth it full stop? Yes and no. It's nuanced. It was probably worth spending part of it, maybe not all of it. But clickbait title, I clicked, I took the bait. Let's read the article. Uber's business model is one of the most AI forward in Silicon Valley. AI decides your ride price, optimizes your route, among other predictive features. But even with these advanced features, an Uber executive is sounding the alarm on the rideshare company's AI spending. Yeah, we keep seeing those numbers and going, oh my lord, what is happening? In a recent interview on the Rapid Response podcast, Uber president and chief operating officer Andrew McDonald says it's hard to draw a connection between the company's rising use of Claude Code and innovations meant to serve customers or consumers. The link is not there yet, he said. Maybe implicitly there's more that is getting shipped, but it's very hard to draw a line between one of those stats and, okay, we're actually producing like 25% more useful consumer features. Okay, so my question to you, Andrew, is what were the expectations when you decided to increase your usage of Claude Code and its innovations? Because it's easy to walk back something and say, I can't see the connection, I can't see the line. I would love to understand what your expectations were first when you introduced this, because I feel like I'm missing something here. What were you hoping to get out? Were you hoping to, I don't know, 10x customer features? What features, or consumer features, I keep saying customer, consumer features, what were these features you were hoping to get out? What were the expectations? I would like to know. Because without understanding the expectations, so we can fully understand the pitfalls and why Andrew's saying there isn't a link or there isn't a connection, it's a bit too binary. When I know for sure it's much more nuanced than these quotes are implying. But it's an article, we need to keep it short, succinct, and clickbaity. So I understand. But from my point of view, I would like to understand more of the expectations. Back to the article. The comments follow reports that the firm had already burnt through its entire 2026 AI coding tools budget in just 4 months after incentivizing employees to adopt the technology through an internal leaderboard, ranking teams by total AI usage. I am not a fan of this AI leaderboard stuff that's going on in different organizations. I understand that people want to gamify productivity and token maxing is a thing. I get it. But this is exactly how you rack up bills. Because you are encouraging everyone to spend like there's no tomorrow. And you want to gamify the spending, and you want to, I think some organizations, I can't remember which ones off the top of my head, have said that if you do not increase your AI usage, then you may be on the line for job losses. There's been crazy narratives that are being spun. But look what happens. You run up a fat bill, and the bill always comes. Who's gonna pay for it? Who's gonna pay for it? And if an organization then has to start making redundancies or layoffs based on reckless things such as encouraging unlimited spending and token maxing, what is the accountability, and who's ultimately going to be suffering? The individual who did what you told them to do. Anywho, let me get off my soapbox. Uber isn't the only company facing this issue. Microsoft earlier this month reportedly began cancelling most of its direct Claude Code licenses. So Microsoft's not saying no to Claude, just to be clear. It's just that the internal licenses they had bought to make use of Claude Code, they're now cancelling them because of money. Because of money. I know that cost per token is decreasing, which is great, but cost per task is increasing. So you might use more tokens for a task. So while each token may be cheaper, the cost for a particular task is getting more expensive, which means individuals and organizations are using a lot or racking up big fat bills. And please remember that if you have got a subscription based AI usage where you're paying a flat fee, most of us who do that are being heavily subsidized at the moment. And if we had to start paying for cost per token, we might also be limiting our usage, and maybe we won't be so into this AI and autonomous world if we were also paying the bills. So yes, Microsoft is cancelling, reportedly, allegedly, cancelling most of its direct Claude Code licenses, according to The Verge, instead moving engineers towards using GitHub Copilot CLI. A number of other business leaders have walked back their initial bullish AI views. Duolingo CEO Louis von Ahn last year reversed his outlook on AI, saying he doesn't see the tech replacing the tasks his employees perform. And then Uber didn't immediately respond to Fortune's request for comment. So this is a great question. Can firms justify their AI spending? Currently, no. Not if they're blowing through a whole annual budget in 4 months.